This is a practice video for Wizards in Winter, the transcription by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra by Bob Phillips for string orchestra. This is the second violin part, and we're going to just kind of run this piece down in a couple different sections here. So from the beginning, we have one sharp F sharp in the key signature, so low 2 on the E string. You do have a lot of D sharp accidentals throughout this piece because of the minor keys. So high 3 on the A string, low 1 on the D string. The biggest challenge really isn't the notes, it's switching between arco and pizzicato. So we might kind of do a couple cheater things in orchestra where your stand partner will play the rest of the arco while you get ready for the pizzicato faster and stuff like that. We'll work that out. But in the meantime, if you're doing all the notes, feel free to leave off the last arco note, the first note of, say, measure 4, so that you can get to your pizzicato fast enough. So we're going to go at kind of a slower practice tempo. This is going to be quarter note equals 100, and we're going to take it from the beginning up to 36 for this first section. And again, D sharps. Watch those D sharps. All right, so nice and staccato, balance point of the bow, lower half of the bow. 1, 2, 3, and. Sorry. And then you tremolo for 4 measures there. So when I said sorry, I totally missed that D sharp at 16. It carries through for the whole measure, of course. And feel free also, instead of high 3s, use low 4s, especially if you're coming from a regular 3 on the E string, just lay your low 4 next to it so you don't have to switch back and forth. Okay, so we're at 36 now, full bow as opposed to all the staccato and accented stuff you had at the beginning of the piece. You're with the first violins, and we're going to take this up to 62. So here's 36 to 62. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. And then you have one beat to get back to your bow. And here we go at 62. String crossing slurs. You're with the violas here. You want to use quite a bit of bow, but if the slurs are tangling you up, just take those slurs out for a while. All right, here's 62, and we're going to go up to 86. 1, 2, 62. hold that for 3 beats. Here's 78 to low 1 and. And then I don't know why I played a G sharp right there. Got all excited with my high threes. That should be a G natural. All right, so back at 62, if you didn't notice, leave your first finger on both strings so that it's easier. Just leave it down the whole time. So you're not really moving around too much. Okay, so now, speaking of moving around too much, we have 16th notes coming up at 89. This is a little crazy. This is going to be the harder part of the piece. If it's difficult right now, simplify. Just play the first note of every group of 4 notes. That is totally fine. So you'd be going just on a little scale, actually, like that. Otherwise, working on these 16th notes, just lighten up your hand. Just let those fingers fly off. Don't really think about it too much until you get to that D sharp. So practicing it slow. The second half is what will be a little tricky. So we'll work on that in lessons, but here now is 86 to the end of the piece. 1, 2, 3, 4.